One of the most famous paintings of all time is the painting of The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. I will be using a four-step critique to evaluate this piece of work. The Last Supper was finished 1489. It took 3 years to be finished. First, I will be describing this beautiful painting by providing background information on this painting. Then, I will be critiquing the painting by analyzing how Leonardo da Vinci used elements and principles of designs in it. Third, I will interpret the message behind this religious piece of art. Lastly, I will give my opinion and conclude my analysis. By using the four-step critique, we will have insight on this famous, iconic painting. I think that the painting is breathtaking. I find it remarkable that the disciples are all very human-looking and portray emotions on their faces. When I look at the painting, I feel like that's exactly how Jesus and the disciples look at that night. I also see and feel that this painting shows the world a huge piece of history. Leonardo da Vinci's version of The Last Supper is realistic to me because I can see Jesus and the disciples acting like real people. This painting also has definite artistic elements and principles used. For example, it has balance that creates interest and variety, that makes an observer feel a visual weight. The painting is asymmetrical because of how the disciples are placed. They are balanced using visual weight with the shape of the artwork. There are many different principles that was used in the painting Additionally, movement is also used in the painting in Jesus and the disciples' colorful clothes. Emphasis is also used because of how the painting is arranged. Jesus is in the middle and has the disciples all around him. This catches the art critic's attention. The strongest principle that was used was balance. I feel that every disciple was placed perfectly in the painting. Leonardo da Vinci created the painting to show the world a piece of history, but he also had a purpose to make this painting. I believe that Vinci wanted to create a painting that people could easily recognize the disciples' attitudes. This painting exemplifies the belief that figures should impress emotional and psychological realism. The Last Supper is a visual interpretation of the night Jesus tells his disciples that he will be betrayed. Jesus gathered them all and told them he knew what was coming and to wash their feet. A gesture symbolizes that all were equal under the eyes of the Lord. As they ate and drank together, Christ gave the disciples explicit instructions on how to eat and drink in the future, in remembrance of him. After Jesus tells them that one disciple will betray him, which resulted the reaction that disciples display in the painting. Thus, this painting holds my attention. The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci was what I expected before starting this assignment. However, I never knew who created this painting. I also didn't know that the disciples' expressions portray. This painting, in my opinion, is a huge part of history. It has an emotional and psychological effect on anyone who looks at this painting. Leonardo da Vinci made an amazing piece of art to capture the moment in which Jesus announces to his disciples that one will betray him. That is why I feel like it's one of the most famous and emotional paintings of all time.